promised, here's the driving review for the FMS 6x6 Atlas. And this part of the trail is just kind of a nice steep rocky incline, and it does pretty well. This is when I just first put it on the trail, and I'm pretty happy with that. So turn around, try to go back up the way I came, and it just wasn't happening. And here, try a different approach, and still just not able to grab, not able to pull up on that. And same rock, different side, trying to get back up, it just didn't go. And got hung up here a little bit too on some bigger branches, and high centered it. Had to try this one 3 or 4 times. Finally, just went over it fast, and it made it over. Another very steep climb. Didn't have a chance here. The wood was kind of wet. The spaces were about an inch. There was just no way. I couldn't get up it no matter how I tried. But coming down, it was pretty fun. No problem. Brake was good, and didn't feel like it was going to flip or anything. So by this point, starting to get a little bit of the hang of it, and starting to really like this truck. There's another pretty steep decline. Went right over everything, no problems. Really steady, really stable. And so went over on the other side of the rocks that I didn't think would make it after the earlier attempts. But it really went right over it. It's starting to get the hang of such a small truck on these obstacles. This is a really fun part of the trail where it's really just old Florida swamp looking stuff. It's pretty flat, but the truck was doing so well that I ended up taking the upper part of the trail that is pretty rocky, and it pretty much rolled right over anything that I was throwing at it. As long as it wasn't 3 times the size of the tires, it seemed to do pretty good.
I think the Keebler elves live in there.
So we're all pretty happy with this truck. I think it really did well on the trails, as long as it wasn't too technical or too high for it to high center. It really did a great job. Nothing broke, didn't roll, was very stable. Battery lasted a really long time, and can't wait to start adding some weight to it and some shocks and maybe some new tires, and be a really competitive truck.